What's up, guys? Welcome back to Young, Hot, and Divorced. I'm Tori, and today I'm going to be talking about co parenting and the holidays. We just had Halloween, Thanksgiving's coming up, Christmas, Hanukkah, 'tis the season, and splitting the holidays with a co parent is almost always challenging. And there's just a lot of emotion to it. And you're talking about people's family traditions and things that they value, and it can get a little touchy. So, we're going to be talking about that today. First, I am giving you a little bit of a life update, and I am filming this after the life update because I truly just got on this pod and started recording. It was just like, here's what's going on in my life. And I was like, oh my God, I forgot to even say hi. So, rewind and fast forward. I'm sure you've heard by now I moved to New York from Miami, and something I have discovered is long socks. And like, I think I have mine folded right now, but just not having your ankles exposed has been life changing for bearing the cold here. I act like I've never been here, but I swear a few years makes a huge difference. So definitely loving these long socks. I feel like in Miami, we used to get sick worse. Like the things that go around in preschool, the illnesses were worse. Like you're dealing with like hand, foot, and mouth and like these nasty things. Here, it's like a constant stuffiness from like the heat and dryness and like just, I don't know what to say, like sinusy stuff. Um, so we've all got that kind of going on again. This time's not as bad as last time. So, little catch up in podcast news. I'm trying to decorate this space a little bit, and I have some wallpaper coming today, and I think that's really going to change the scene. I'm going to have a new table probably by the next episode. So, I'm really looking forward to making this whole thing a little bit more aesthetic or aesthetically pleasing. But for the young kids listening to this, we're going to say aesthetic. Um, so yeah, I mentioned that I'm feeling a little off today. The boys and I had a really quiet weekend. Today is Monday, so we really took it easy. We didn't leave the house. It was very boring by their standards, but I cleaned a lot and got a lot accomplished. I feel like there's that never ending pile of laundry that no matter what I do, I will never be able to tackle it. And it is what it is, it's part of life, but it's very annoying that it's always there and there's always something to do. We just had Halloween and it was our first Halloween here in New York. And it was super exciting. The kids have some really good friends that are on their bus, and we were able to trick or treat with like the neighborhood kids, and my kids enjoyed seeing their friends from school so much. They had the best time. I got a little tired and cranky by the end. Jay was a ninja. I think he's been a ninja like 3 times before. And Jackson was like a skeleton. He wanted to be something scary, like the Grim Reaper, but I felt like in kindergarten, you shouldn't be something so morbid yet. But while we were out, I saw this girl wearing the costume that he wanted. And she might have been like a year or two older, but made me think like, maybe it's not so bad. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. What are your thoughts on like your younger children wearing scary costumes? I'm not sure how I feel about it yet. And on the lines of discussing things that I'm not sure how I feel about yet, another thing that's come up is that my kids want to play Minecraft and they want to be introduced to video games in general. And I have brothers, and I understand that this is kind of just like part of boy life. And they love this stuff, my brothers. And I think there's no avoiding it. It's just about doing it the right way. And I haven't quite figured that out yet. I reached out to their father and we started to have this conversation. I think we're okay with getting them the devices this holiday season. And I don't really know too much about how the games work these days, about how like the parental controls work, if they can speak to anybody or what that's like, just really like how to protect them in this world. I don't think I have a good enough grasp on that, but I know a lot of parents who do allow their children to play these games, and I feel like there must be something okay about it. It must not be like pure evil, but I've definitely been delaying the video game thing as long as possible. I think, like, you just want them to run outside for their early childhood. They're already starting the screens. And not only are they just like starting screens like on iPads and stuff like that, but at school, they have to use a computer and they have to learn how to log into the computer. And I remember back in my day, like taking typing class was essential. You had to learn how to type. And these days, it's beyond typing. I mean, typing, they're learning just as they're learning to write. It's really crazy. So there's this entire aspect to technology that is now educational on the daily. It's just like, you can't really stop them from being on these devices because it's in a way to their benefit that they learn how to use these. Like, I remember when I was a kid, I was very advanced with computers, and I think that's only helped me. There are people who kind of like missed that and fell behind a little bit. And I think that technology is only going in one way. So I want them on the bandwagon, but I obviously want to do this as safely as possible. So if you're a mom of some young children, like 5, 6, 7, let me know where you stand on video games. I'm just curious. I haven't really made up my mind yet and would definitely like some more input on this one. In other news this week, I went to the dentist. And if you know me, I have the biggest fear of the dentist. I think that the three things that I'm most scared of that I always say are blood, bones, and teeth. And the dentist is a combination of all three. So I try and steer clear from the dentist as much as possible. And I am ashamed to say this. I am not proud of admitting this, but I haven't been to the dentist in 4 years. And that's never happened to me before. But when I moved to Miami, I didn't feel comfortable finding another dentist. I just didn't want to do it. I went to this practice in New York that specialized in like people who are scared. And I just felt so much more comfortable there. And I always said to myself, next time I'm in New York, like I'll go, I'll go, I'll go. And I had no desire to go. So I never made an appointment and went. So I said to myself, like, fuck, I probably have some serious dental issues by this point. I was like, I definitely have cavities. I probably need a root canal, like something major. And I went in and thank God everything was fine. So that was very relieving that I don't need any major dental work done at all. Something I want to do is get rid of my permanent retainer. I don't know how many of you have these permanent retainers or if they even do that still. I want mine out, but whatever. I think I'm grown up and I don't need the permanent retainer in my mouth. But along with all that dental work, I have the worst jaw pain ever. I swear it's unbearable. And the only thing that has helped me is wearing a night guard and Botox. And when you throw Botox into there, it's like, oh, like, of course you want to use Botox or whatever. But real talk, like, the only thing that has ever helped is Botox, and I'm due for it. And it's just crazy how, like, your jaw muscles and all your muscles are just so connected, like, to your neck and your traps and, like, with tension. It's just very painful. So dealing with that a little bit right now, too. Well, I got a little off track with that intro. I don't even think I did an intro. I think I have to do this real quick. Like, do an intro. Just checking my messages mid-app. Little water break. It's not actually water. I have Pellegrino with like one of these bloom sticks in it. It's like an energy drink, and I actually really like it with the fizz. All right, no urgent messages to respond to. All right, so filmed that intro and back to where we were. When you get divorced, these things get worked out on paper and you agree to them. It's pretty cut and dry that they try to take this in a very mathematical way and divide the days so that they're as even as possible, and then flip the days the following year so that it's as fair as possible. And while that sounds great on paper, I don't know about anybody else who's divorced, but that has never, ever been the case of like what I actually am following with my ex-husband. It's just never to our actual agreement. And don't get me wrong, I do know people who follow their agreement, and I understand both sides, and I don't think there's a right or wrong there, but I am curious, do you follow your holiday schedule in your parenting agreement to a T, or do you guys kind of just like wing it and do what you guys want to do for the holidays? So let me know. I'm very curious to hear that. Right now, this year, with being in New York and my ex husband being in Miami, I'm definitely having a tough time allowing myself to feel comfortable giving those days to him. I never want to take an opportunity away from him to see the kids. But at the same time, it really does feel like he cherry picks the best days that are most convenient for him. And in doing so, I'm missing some major opportunities to make holiday memories and have my kids included in traditions with my family. And I'm not sure what the right thing is for my kids. I don't know if, giving them to him is what's right for them, or keeping them with me is what's right for them. And I really struggle with that. And I haven't been able to come to some sort of resolution in myself yet. So we're still having a really tough time on figuring out the holidays, the like real holidays, that week where they don't have school. That's really what we're talking about. The other thing is that obviously I am a full time single mom. So I don't get many opportunities to not have the children and just have some time to myself. And that is something I would love. I would so love that. Who wouldn't? Like, time to myself as a single mom is like gold. I definitely want that, but I'm not sure that it's worth the cost of my kids being uncomfortable during that time. I am more than happy to have my kids. I'd love to have my kids every single day, no matter what. And especially on holidays where they're magical days and super exciting for them. And they still believe in all of this stuff. And I like holding on to those traditions of whatever our family's traditions are. We have actually always had a tree. We've always had menorahs. We kind of just like celebrate the season. And I love that for us. It's really great. The kids are obsessed with making gingerbread houses. They'll make any sort of themed gingerbread house. We bake cookies. It's such a great time. And now that we have a new home, I'm also looking forward to decorating it for the holiday season, just making it feel like a more cozy space for us. Now, they're definitely not totally comfortable here yet. They're still getting used to, in New York, homes are older and things are just not the same. And we lived a very, very privileged life in Miami. So this is definitely a shock to their system, and they can't really express it in any other way. So I'm really trying to do my best to keep them grounded, especially during the holiday season, and make them feel stable. And that's my hesitation in sharing these holidays with my ex-husband. Today, I posted on my Instagram one of my favorite quotes, and it's, "When you focus on the good gets better." That is something that I love and think is totally true. I remind myself that all the time, very similarly to how I have my smile tattoo. I think that one day I'll probably get that tattooed on me as well. And I like to end every episode, no matter what we're talking about, no matter how heavy it is, on a good note. And maybe you can call it a silver lining. But the truth of the matter is that these holidays are just days. You can still make special memories that might not be exactly what you envisioned, picture perfect. It might be something else. It might be on a different day. It might be a new tradition that you and your kids start. But there's always a way to make them feel special on any given day and just celebrate, because that's what it's really about. I understand that family can be in town and that can be hard for your children to miss an opportunity to see them. You can't always control that, and that might hurt. But what you can control is your energy, your home, your peace. Those things are still within your control, no matter what the situation is. And it might be on your mind that these big moments are what your child's missing or what you're missing in these memories together. But the truth of the matter is that there is so much magic in all of the little moments. I can't tell you how many times there's a very small thing that happens, just a little cuddle or an interaction, like if Shay's rubbing his nose up against me or anything like that, they come up and randomly say, I love you. They make you a card, whatever it is. And you do the same for them. I do special things like that all the time just to try and make every day magical. And if that's where your focus is, you'll get past the 5 days or whatever it may be that you don't have the holidays with your kids. And the truth of the matter is, it's not in these random few days, it's in the day to day and making your child's life magical on every single day that you have control of is the best that you can do. And if you're doing that, what more can your kids ask for? They will see that, they will see you showing up, and that magic will be felt by them. And that's what it's all about, right? Co parenting over the holidays is not always fairy tale logistics. A lot of the time, it's being alone, it's being disappointed, it's missing your kids. It's feeling like somebody's not there when your family is all together. And those things might be out of your control, but focus on what you can do for yourself to make yourself feel better during these days that you might feel alone. For me, that's always like a spa day situation and listening to good music. So that's my best advice. Make the day as magical as you can on whatever day that you can. And on the day that you're feeling alone, treat yourself, do your best, take care of you. Because, like I always say, if you're not taking care of you, you can't be taking care of anybody else. So that's what's important, and that's what the kids will feel. And if you're a divorced or single parent in any way going through this, I really feel for you. I think it's a really tough road to navigate, and it's something that we go through every single year. I think every single parent really dreads having these conversations and, just envisioning plans possibly being ruined, all of those things. It's just a lot of unknown and a lot of uncertainty. And at least it is for us who don't follow our parenting plan to a T. But if you do, either way, I would love to hear if you guys follow that parenting plan and if that makes your holiday situation easier or not, if you're still feeling alone regardless. I'd really love to hear from you guys. So thank you guys so much for watching. A lot of you are watching on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or listening. So I'd love to connect with you guys on Instagram. My Instagram handle is at YoungHotDivorced. And I love this community, and I really appreciate everybody who reaches out and tells me that they're listening to the podcast and that they love it. It really encourages me to keep going. So I always want to say thank you for that. So we're going to wrap it up here, and I'd love to keep the conversation going regarding this co-parenting during the holidays topic. So meet me on Instagram. Let's chat. I'd love to hear from you guys. Thank you so much for listening. This is Young, Hot, and Divorced. I'm Tori Gottlieb. Have the best week. Speak to you soon.